it was terrible. It was like a terrible speech, and terrible delivery. He looked like he was having problems, and yet you watch the other networks, and you would think he was Ronald Reagan in his prime, Winston Churchill in his prime, and he wasn't. It was not good. It was not a good. It was not a good speech. The look, the sound, the voice, everything, and it's so phony what's going on. I mean, the press is it's so fake. Anybody can see it was a problem. He's a problemed man. Should he stay? I guess that's up to him, and it's up to the people.
The Democrats seem to have backed themselves into a corner that they can't really get out of, because for the last 4 years, they've been lying to the entire world about Joe Biden being fit for office, and now the entire world knows it. Don't get me wrong. I knew it. You knew it, but not everyone did. And now the cat's really out of the bag. And folks, this is not one of those situations where this is about political differences or differences of opinion. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But let's be real here. It's not like, it was just Republicans. It was the right's opinion that Joe Biden wasn't fit for office. But the left, their opinion was that he was fit for office. No, everyone knew he wasn't fit for office, but some people hate Donald Trump so much that they will literally vote for a corpse instead of him, which is basically what they did. They voted for a corpse, and we have had a fake president for the last 4 years, and now everyone knows it. And we know that everyone knows it. We know that this is more than just a difference of opinions or a difference in political beliefs. We know for a fact that it's much, much more than that, because as soon as Joe Biden was no longer useful, they stabbed him in the back. And what did they do? They forced him out of the election. And every mainstream media outlet, every news station, all of a sudden, after 4 years of pretending like this was the best president we've ever had, all of a sudden they all admitted and acknowledged that he was not fit to run again. They all admitted and acknowledged that they were worried about his mental stability. They were worried about his health. They were worried that he would not be able to do the job with just like that, with a snap of a finger, a drop of a dime. The whole entire narrative that they've been spinning and painting and promoting for 4 years went right out of the window. And they turned on old Joe. But you see, people were paying attention. People were paying attention. Because not everyone is a brain dead zombie. The mainstream media wants as many brain dead zombies as they can create. And boy, oh boy, have they created a lot. But not everyone's that dumb. So people are starting to realize, wait, these people have been lying to us the whole time. So now the situation's backfiring on them. Because they showed their true colors by getting Biden out of there. So now they got to play damage control. Now they got to walk back a lot of the stuff they were saying before Joe Biden dropped out. Because now the question is, wait, if Biden's not fit to run again, then how is he fit to be president right now? You're telling me he's not fit to be president in January, February, March? So how is he fit to be president now? So now they're running damage control. So the same host over at CNN and stuff who were just talking crap about Joe Biden because they were trying to force his hand to drop out of the race, Now they're backpedaling like, wait, Joe Biden is okay. There's nothing wrong with Joe Biden. Now they're going back to the same lie, like Joe Biden is sharp and everything is fine. Nothing to see here. Because they came on a little too strong. When they forced him out, they came on a little too strong. And like I said, people were paying attention. Their true colors were shining brightly. So they're in a state of damage control right now because they realize, oh, wait, we just took our mask off and let everyone know that we knew the whole time this guy wasn't fit for office. But it's been really interesting watching these people backpedal and panic on the mainstream media. They were just crying about Joe Biden on CNN a few days ago. A few days before that, they were talking crap about the guy wanting him to drop out. And now they're pretending as if none of that ever happened. And that Joe Biden is okay. And that it's just a big conspiracy that people say that he's not fit for office. Even though literally he's not fit for office, which is why he's not running again. Let's go ahead and watch the chaos that unfolded over at CNN recently.
When somebody says he had to, they don't understand the presidency. Mm-hmm. If he were investigated and he was about to be impeached and maybe removed,
that's so obviously false that I mean.
Oh, it's not so obviously false. I'm telling you, he did not have to.
Give it up. He has not given it up. He's still there for another 6 months when he's manifestly incapable.
Tell me how you know he's manifestly incapable.
I'm sorry to say that this is a sensitive matter where there are a lot of folks who have been talking about this for some time.
Oh, yes, I've heard them too. My doctor tells me he thinks he might have something, but he also says, but he's not my patient.
And look, the deeper problem, the deeper question is who is actually in charge at any given time? You know, this notion that he's only sharp for 6 hours of the day. Right. This is an incredibly volatile moment in part because of his failures.
Are we having everything you're saying, I'm sorry, is speculation. Let me tell you what is not speculation.
It's not speculation that he's a massive failure.
No, it is speculation because actually, unlike you, I've actually seen the guy at 9 o'clock at night. I have seen him after he has had 5 different events in 24 hours.
Might that cloud your judgment?
No, what?
Do you think that makes you more objective?
Well, the fact that I have actually seen him, whereas you're just reading gossip and speculation.
Gossip. We all saw the debate. We all saw the debate where Joe Biden was clearly incompetent, unable to address questions that he should have been able to address. We know that Robert Hur and Merrick Garland kept those audio tapes from the public.
And Democratic lawmakers.
And we all saw the debate, which is why
Kamala Harris, who is now going to be running for president, deceived the American people.
I'm sorry. No, this is
a story.
One at a time.
I appreciate
Ashley, go ahead.
that the enthusiasm that Kamala Harris has now sparked in the Democratic Party has made some people nervous. But the story that Joe Biden is lying to the public is not. When was the last time you were with Joe Biden? When was the last time you were with Joe Biden? So if you weren't...
There are a lot of Democrats in Congress who were with him in October 2021 who were frightened and afraid in October 2021 because he could not clearly communicate a case for passing major legislation, something that he specialized in during the Obama administration.
Donald Trump's chief of staff was afraid of Donald Trump.
The whole Republican Party is still afraid of Donald Trump.
And that was a real vulnerability for him.
The only time that we have talked about the 25th Amendment regarding a precedent in the recent history has been cabinet members of Donald Trump.
I appreciate the pivot. I think that makes a lot of sense.
No, it's not a pivot. It's true.
I just like to say thank you.
How is this stuff still on air? Who watches this stuff? I feel like the only reason CNN and MSNBC and stuff even exist is so we can react to how stupid they are. And the most horrifying thing in the world to me, when I watch these clips, the most horrifying thing in the world. And folks, there's a lot of crazy, scary stuff out there. Think about the scary people coming across the southern border. Think about how scary it is that Russia is about to dock even more warships right over there in Cuba, right off the coast of Florida. There's a lot of scary stuff going on. But nothing is scarier to me than to think and then to know that people are watching that clip you just watched of CNN and they're taking it seriously. They think those people are smart. This is where they get their news from. These are the people, those people you saw on that CNN panel, they're shaping the worldview of tens of people, because that's the only that's the only audience they got. I do not believe that more than a couple of thousand people are watching CNN at a time. Their ratings are horrible, but for real though, it's horrifying to think that people view these people as if their opinion matters or if they have anything of substance. It's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious, but it's frightening and it's sad. It's very sad at the end of the day, folks. But as I was saying earlier, what we're witnessing here, what we're seeing right now on the mainstream media, is all of these people playing damage control because they were so thirsty for blood. They were so ready to get Joe Biden out of there that they didn't think about the hits they would take to their own credibility and reputation. They were so ready to just get Joe the heck out of there that they didn't realize by doing that, you're acknowledging that you had knowledge the entire time that this guy shouldn't have been there in the first place. So now they gotta pretend like, wait, everything we said 2 weeks ago before this guy dropped out, everything we said a few days ago, never mind that. Let's pretend like that didn't happen. Now we gotta witness them go back to pretending like Joe Biden is just the sharpest, most just mentally and physically fit president we've ever had. The most active guy, man, it's so hard to keep up with Joe Biden. They got to go back to telling that lie now. And when they do, there's going to be people watching. And some of these people are going to remember last week and the week before and the 3 or 4 years prior to this, and they're going to remember and they're going to take note of how their tune changed and how so quickly they change the narrative whenever they need to fit their current agenda. But as of right now, I want to hear from you all down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and if you find yourself getting too worked up by all of this, remember, it's just political cinema.